Yeah, for some reason there is nobody watching. Hi guys, this is Horror Studio One coming to you once again with our live streams, and we have currently 0 viewers right now, which is round of applause, everybody. Round of applause. Oh, one viewer. Hi, one viewer. How's it going? Um, 6 viewers. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. So I guess you just gotta start the thing to get it. Hey, how's it going? Oh, what's up? Hello there. Hey, I'm looking at the chat right now. A lot of creepy pasta artists have live tonight. Who else is having a live tonight? Hi, hi, hello. Slenderman movie comes out tomorrow. Wow, just a lot of facts from you, Chris. Hi. How's everyone doing? Hi, 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 hi. All right, so if you guys have your own true scary stories you would like me to read or narrate, send me the email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com or send me a blank email at the same email to get in here and talk to me. Swamp Dwellers having a live. Oh, that's insane. Chai says, I love you. No homo. Maria says, so excited. Thank you for being excited for me. I love your videos. Thank you so much for loving my videos. Yeah, and continuing the sport. So recently, I actually uploaded a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Go check it out after the stream if you guys haven't. It talks about the experience of me almost losing my life while traveling twice, while being really sick and then being lost in the woods. So go check that out. Um, I think it's a really cool video to check out. I think it's one of the better videos. Definitely one of my better podcasts on this channel, and it has a meaning and it teaches something. I don't know, man. I was just trying to be deep. Go check it out if you guys haven't. It's like a 30-minute rant though if you guys have the time. So Emily says I love your voice. I know I'm weird. No, you're not weird. Thank you. I listen to your videos while doing homework. Is that weird? No, it's also not weird. Just I guess if you can focus. I mean, some people can't multitask. For me, I have like a bit of like ADD, attention deficit. So for me to multitask on several things is really hard. I really have to like focus. Like if I'm really into something, I can't even turn on music for it if I'm really doing something. But yeah, if you can do it, all the power to you. Like keep it up. Yeah. Heavy Smoker says, Heavy Duty Smokes says, keep it up, bro. Thank you so much. Hi, is a cat. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Thank you for watching, guys. All right, so we have some scary stories for tonight that you guys have sent me, and I'm gonna be narrating them here live with, of course, some creepy ass music. I found some new ones today. Your videos help me take naps. Thank you so much. Let me drink this giant ass water bottle first. This is scary. Hopefully, it's not copyrighted. Just in time for me to go to sleep. The story helps me sleep. All right, let's start the stories then. Scary Wood Story. Let's not meet. Hello, my name is Mac. I have many stories to tell because I live really close to a wooded area with a high school behind it. I don't know if my stories and story will be good because I'm not a writer. Now, a little backstory about what happened and stuff about my friends. Let's call them Jane and Rebecca. They always have a party in the month of October. At the time, I was about 9 years old and they were probably around 8. These parties were hosted all day, so we would get there at like 12:30 and leave around 2 a.m. in the morning. So nothing ever went wrong. They had these parties every year. At the time, I was so clueless and I didn't think much of it when I was younger, but now it's crazy. At nighttime, around 11:30 p.m., me and all the children there would always play manhunt, no matter how old. The age started 8 to as old as 18 years old. We played around the whole neighborhood because there was a high school and huge wooded area that was not off limits, and neither was anyone's backyard. So the young person I am, I decided to hide in the backyard of my friend's house, who had the woods and the high school. The boys had to count for a minute at the school and then come find us. I didn't think too much of it when I saw 5 flashlights to where the school was because we were playing manhunt in pitch black and we needed to see a little bit. I stayed there and didn't move. I heard a noise from the school and decided to get out of the yard because I didn't want to get found. After the minute had passed, I thought they might be gone from the school, and the flashlights should be gone by now. I headed towards the yard, and the flashlights were still on, so I didn't want to hide there alone. I ran and got my friend Rebecca to hide with me. We both sat there as the 5 flashlights stayed and didn't move a muscle. We heard a sound come from behind us. It was all 5 boys. We started to get a little confused because why would there be 5 flashlights if all the boys were behind us? Now we ran out from her yard to get Jane, who was 8 years old, and all 3 of us ran back to the yard. Me and Rebecca looked at each other. When we saw the 5 flashlights were closer, they were now in the woods not far from the school and not too close to the yard. We told Jane that they were not that close before, and we went to get the boys. At the time, they were all 14 years old, and I felt safe because I knew them all very well, and I knew they were big and strong. They looked in the yard where all 3 of us were. All the boys saw this and told us to stay there and do not move until they go check it out. They walked into the woods to where the flashlights were. I knew something had to be up. I didn't listen to the boys when they told me not to move. I walked to where I saw one flashlight because I didn't see that one before. I got closer and I saw a figure standing there, but they were not in the forest. This was Rebecca's house, and her yard was so big. They were on the divider of her yard in the forest. This figure was about 6 feet tall, and he looked about 40 years old. He had something behind his back. He couldn't tell I was there because he was looking at Jane and Rebecca. What I saw in his hand was a gun. I walked slowly back to Rebecca and Jane, not thinking of what that man could have done. I told him he had a gun, and that we should walk away. We walked out into the street only to look behind us, and I see that same man with the same gun. Only this time he was peering around the edge of the house. Thank God. Thank God for the boys coming out of the woods at this time, because when they did, they saw the man and chased him off. After they did, they told us their side of the story. They said they went into the woods and saw 5 flashlights, not counting the one I saw because he was off to the side, and they wanted to chase them. But when they got there, it was only the flashlights hanging from a tree. They said after they found them hanging, they heard a bunch of crackling leaves, and that's when they came out of the woods. I always wonder that if the boys didn't come out of the woods when they did, what would have happened? So scary man with a gun. Let's not meet. That sounded like a ghost slash let's not meet story. And I like the first song a bit more. The second song kind of ruined it for me. It's too happy. Daddy says, I love your videos. Hi. Hey, Amanda. How's it going? Hi. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can either put it in the chat, hello, or you can send me a blank email like come in and talk to me. Or if you have your own stories, send it to horrorstudio@gmail.com. Have commas and periods for your stories. So, I've been doing live streams for a lot of these couple of days, and it's been a lot of fun. But the thing is, I've been trying to skip a day to do these live streams because for me right now, it's actually in the morning time, and it's as you can see, it's like really bright. It's actually 10:30 in the morning, 10 a.m. in the morning right now. So first of all, my voice is kind of tired, but also because I just woke up, and also because for the next 2 days, I might not be able to do live streams. And the reason I may not be able to do live streams is because I am gonna have to I'm gonna be taking a test. So basically, right now I'm living in Asia, and I'm gonna basically try to get a job as like a tour guide kind of thing, and I might have my exam in the next 1 or 2 days, like my test for it. So I may not be able to do that because I still need to study a lot more. So for the next 1 or 2 days, maybe I won't be able to do a live stream, but I will try to do them as consecutive as possible. Hey, how has your day been? My day's just started actually. I just woke up, did some push-ups, did some sit-ups, took a shower, ate something, and then. Do you know Mr. Nightmare? I do know Mr. Nightmare. I do know that guy. He's crazy. What's your scariest experiences ever? A lot. Actually, I just had my unedited podcast I released talking about that. So if you guys go take a look after this video, I talk about the times I almost died while traveling. So you can go check that out. And if you want, you can tell your friends and post on your own social media, Facebook, that we're doing a live here, and they can come here and share their stories, scary stories with everybody. So yeah, looking like you're having a swell day. I am. It's not too bad. Can you teach me Mandarin? Who's Berlizzi? I don't know who that is, but I don't think I'm not the authority for teaching Mandarin. I think not really the best at it. All right, next story. I love your channel. Here's a story of mine. I was walking to my grandma's from school with my brother on one day. I was about 8 and he was 7. We decided to take a long way for fun. As we leave the main road, a man about 30 pulls up next to us in a white car. He stops us by saying, "Hi." We say hi back, thinking it was a friend of our parents, only to realize we didn't even know him. He began to ask us a lot of questions. "Where are you going?" I said no, but my brother answered truthfully. When he asked where does he live, I said somewhere, but again, he answered truthfully. He then asked if I wanted to drop by, and I said no, we were fine, but he insisted the third time. He asked my brother, and my brother went to enter their car, but I pulled him back. The guy just creeped me out. Louder, I said no and pulled my brother with me. Luckily, he didn't follow us any further. Wow, this is a pretty creepy story. I know it's not written the best and the longest, but just how simplistic it is and how creepy it is, this sounds creepy. Alright, so I'll be sending links to people who want to tell their stories on here. If you guys do get in here, please mute your mics, because we will be probably narrating or answering questions or some stuff like that. So if you guys can mute your mics before I call on you and unmute it myself, that would be great. It would help the flow of the show so much, since we don't have moderators anymore like we used to. So, that's kind of why. Valerie, I love your channel. Do you have Instagram? I do have Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram, but it's mostly like my daily life and not this channel related stuff. So, yeah. All right. So, next story. My ghost encounter. Hello, HS1. It would be an honor if you could read this in a video, but you could also just read it to yourself if you prefer. Thank you. I was about 5 or 6 years old when I moved into my house I live in now with my mom, dad, brother, and dog. It was about 10 at night, and I had still been awake. Insomnia, if you not had guessed, and I was watching some animated show. I look up to see a shadow in the corner of my room. I think of it as nothing, but give it a second look. It was a human figure, and it was just standing there. I hide under my covers and close my eyes. I come back out from the covers and it's gone. I haven't seen it since, and switched rooms with my brother, but I do hear the occasional series of loud bangs coming from downstairs. Side note, I really enjoy your videos and your live streams. I feel like you're family, thank you. I don't have the best relationship with my family, and you make me feel so much better. I love you so much. Wow, thanks, dude. That's insane. That's amazing. Thank you. I'm glad I can do that for you. Thank you so much. When are you gonna be telling more fast food stories? Well, fast food stories, I've done already like 12 of them or something. It's really long. So maybe another one. I don't know. Grab a blanket, turn off your lights, and get ready for more live stream stuff. Okay, no, sorry, because someone in the chat just told me to say that. My lights are on though. I can't really. I gotta, turn off your lights. Do you believe in aliens? I do believe in aliens. I watched the show Ancient Aliens. That's how much of an idiot I am. Yeah. Okay. How's it going, Kenzie? All right, so let's get with the next story, shall we? Oh, I see this story. It's an exorcism story, but they have like Latin. It's like written in Latin, half of it. So I don't know if I should read this or not. Okay. This ended just a few days ago. I'm writing this using my laptop in an apartment. I'm going to fly back home tomorrow to finally get out of this god-forbidden place. To start off, I'll let you in on some details. I'm 19 years old. I live in Winston, Oregon. Kind of struggling with school, but I guess after what happened, that's not very much of a struggle, huh? Anyways, I'll get into it. A few weeks ago, I was walking to the store to get some munchies because why not? I was bored. I was paying for the food and I saw a man come into the store. He had on a tuxedo and he was staring me down, looking angry. Me and the girl at the register kind of looked at each other and gave a grin, thinking a lot of weird people come in given we were in a town with a lot of strange happenings. I paid for the food and ended up giving the girl my number. She was pretty cute and about my age. I walked home and right when I got inside, I got a call. It was actually the girl at the store. I'm not going to give names, so let's just call her Jessie. I was surprised she already called, I just left. I laughed and said, well, that was fast. She interrupted me when I asked what's up. She sounded like she was paranoid. That man that came in, he was asking all kinds of questions about you. I asked her what she meant. What do you mean? What kind of questions? She gave a pause and said, he was asking where you lived and said he would be looking for you. When you left, he gave me an envelope to give you. I said I was on my way back to get it, but she said I shouldn't come back today yet just in case that guy was sticking around nearby. I agreed with her, and she said she had another customer, so we hung up. After I called, I tossed my phone on my bed and stood there for a bit, wondering why a random ass guy was asking about me. There was nothing I could do for now, so I set up a movie and sat down in the living room. I watched movies all day and went to bed because I had school tomorrow. The next day I went to school, and the whole day was normal. I started walking home to get ready to walk to work. I worked at the local donut shop pretty much right across the street from the mini mart I was at yesterday. As I walked home, I noticed I noticed a white car with tinted windows, too dark to see inside, stealthily following me on the other side of the street. Looking behind me was a big mistake. It happened so fast. The windows rolled down, and the same guy pulled out a fucking gun, and I didn't hesitate to run throughout someone's yard. I ran around the corner and stupid me ran into someone's house. I ran into an old dude. He was freaking out, thinking I was gonna rob him or something. Calm down. Someone's driving around trying to shoot me. That seemed to shut him up. I helped him to his feet, and he told me to grab the phone from his kitchen and call the cops. I felt bad when I knocked him down. I hurt his ankle, so I helped him down in a chair. Then I called the cops. I explained everything, and the cops came and said there wasn't really anything they could do since nobody else saw it, and I couldn't give a license plate number or anything helpful. I was pissed and terrified, mad because the cops couldn't help, but terrified because the guy was still out there somewhere. The old guy felt better and ended up driving me home, so I didn't have to walk across town in the open. I didn't tell my parents anything. Yeah, stupid me, right? I still had to get ready for work, so I got dressed in clean clothes. The shop was a block away, so I thought it would be safe to walk. I made it into work about an hour late, but I told my boss everything and she decided to let it slide. Work was alright for the first few hours. I took a break and went to the bathroom, and when I was walking back into the front desk, I saw that same car pull in. I quickly ran into the back again and peeked through the door window where you could see the parking spots in the front desk. The man walking in observing the place. My boss asked if she could help him with anything, and he looked right at me through the window and said, no, I'll be alright. When do you close? My boss said 7 p.m. Fuck! Now he knows I'm here and when I'll leave. He left and drove off, and I went out front and told my boss I had to leave and I went home. She was pissed. I called Jessie and asked her if we could meet up somewhere because I needed to clarify everything that's happened. I told her my address and she came at 6 p.m. We were talking about the man for a while and eventually changed the subject and watched a movie. It was nice. I could tell she liked me and honestly I liked her a lot. We knew each other for a while. We went to school together for about 2 years and we saw each other around but never really talked, so it's not like we were strangers. Around 7 p.m., I got a terrifying text from my boss. It said, hey, I just sent your uncle your way. He said it was important. My heart dropped. My uncle died 3 years ago. My God, that man was coming to my house. Jesse already knew that I was doomed. I knew what was going on. We have to leave right now, I said. We started climbing out my back window and we ran across the street. Jessie was running in front of me, and I saw a dart appear on her back. I was in shock. Then I felt a dart hit my shoulder. I blacked out. I woke up tied to a bed. Jesse was tied next to me. We were both stripped fucking naked. The man in the tuxedo was still sitting in a chair in the other corner of the room. He saw I was awake and he stood up and walked to Jessie. He slapped her cheek and woke her up. I could tell it was a hard slap. He opened his mouth for the first time and said, "Trapped like a mouse." He explained everything. He said someone at my school hired a hitman after we got into a fight. He must carry a big grudge, I guess. He explained how he was going to kill me, and since also Jessie got involved, he would have to kill her too. He was in mid-speech when his cell phone rang. He smiled and walked out of the room. I looked at Jessie and she was in tears. "I'm so sorry you had to get into this." "I'm so sorry, Jessie. We're gonna get out of this, I promise." She started crying very loud. It broke my heart. I surveyed the room, and by my luck, I saw that dumbass didn't tie her legs, only her hands. I tried my best to reach the knife that was on the table at the side of the bed. I turned my feet to it, and yes, success. I had the knife between my feet. I inched it to my mouth, and I used my mouth with the knife to cut the rope. Then I cut Jessie's rope. I looked out the front window and saw the man talking to another guy next to a car outside. We pulled on our clothes, and I grabbed the knife, and Jessie grabbed the scalpel. Now, I've heard lots of stories about hitmen. They watch your phone, bank accounts, everything involving you, so I knew I'd have to get far away. We climbed out the back window and ran through people's yards until we found someone's parked car still running outside at McDonald's. I know, stealing a car is a dumb idea, but I'm not saying you should do this. There's a lot of stealing in the story, so I'm just telling you, Me and Jesse stole the car, and we made a destination, Florida. That was all the way across the United States. Throughout the drive, we stole lots of things, but only to get by. We made it to Florida. It took about 2 months because we kept getting lost, and we wanted to see some famous places like the Grand Canyon and all those kinds of places as well. We bonded through the driving. We actually did good. We made it to Ocala, Florida, ditched the car, made new names, and got jobs. Living homeless for a month, to be honest. We got apartments, and we lived pretty good for about 6 months. We ended up leaving the man behind us, and me and Jesse grew closer, and a love was formed. One day, we were driving, and I saw following us the white car. "Jesse, don't look directly behind us, but look in the rearview mirror," she gasped. "Baby, what are we gonna do?" I didn't say anything, I just drove. I held her hand with one hand and still driving with the other. I pulled into a gun store. Since it was Florida, it's pretty easy to get a gun. I filled out the paperwork after a few hours of waiting. I left the store with a 12-gauge shotgun, a 44 Magnum, and a simple 22 rifle for Jesse. "The man isn't going to be anywhere in public," I told her. He was parked about 50 feet behind our car. I waved at him and got in the car. We sat in the car for the longest time. I had a plan. When he gets out of the car and walks close, I'm going to floor it and drive away. It started to get dark. He was dedicated. At around 8 p.m. he got out. When he was about a car length behind us, I floored it and drove off, leaving him running all the way to his car. We made it home safe. How the fuck did he find us? We changed everything. We took every precaution. Then I realized something I should have thought about from day one. The car we stole. They must have found it when we ditched it. Of course they would make a note about it's how it is in this fucking town. Fuck. We instantly packed. Before he left, I left a note on the door. Give us directions to a secret spot. We're going to have to deal with this. If they tried this hard to find us, I knew nothing would stop him. We drove to the next town over. We rented a motel. I had it planned out. We would go to the spot we wrote down, and when the hitman arrives, we'll kill that fucker. Me and Jesse slept. That night, I lay in bed with Jesse, head on my chest, fast asleep, and thinking. These past months have been one crazy-ass trip, falling in love, running for my life. Fuck, it was amazing. But in a good way, and bad. That morning, we drove to the spot. It was pretty barren. It was a junkyard, but almost empty. We hid in a broken van, and we waited. Before I get to the fun part, I have to tell you, the killing was very gruesome. Anyways, we waited and waited. The man's car pulled up, and he got out. He pulled out his gun, and ready to fire at any moment, he looked around. I kissed Jesse, and I opened the van door. Instantly, I felt a bullet hit my shoulder. Fuck, I was shot. I aimed the gun at him and fired. I missed, goddammit. Of course I missed. I felt another bullet hit my forearm on the side in which I was holding the gun. I dropped it. What I saw next makes me thankful I have a love in my life. I saw Jesse jump behind the man and shoot him in his fucking spine. He fell and let out a silent cry. I was fine enough to pick up the gun with my other hand and walk over. Jesse hugged me and almost freaked out seeing my wounds. He had an amazing idea. I'm not sure what the once hitman being being a crumpled mess in a car remains or something like that. It turns out there was a big machine that crushes cars. We picked them up and tossed them in there. I guess we had a bloodlust for this man. We turned on the machine and watched in amazement. We left him there. Fast forward a few weeks later, which is now, I'm in a hotel room with Jesse. Nothing has happened since. Tomorrow we fly back to Oregon. It's been a crazy adventure. Ooh, dude, I don't think this is real. Bro, I think it's a creepy pasta. Is it not? I think it is. I truly think it is. I think the people in the comment are like, "Oh my god, what the hell?" All right. If you guys have your any questions or your own stories, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Or if you have stories that aren't creepypastas, hopefully true stories, write it up and send it to me at horrorstudio1, just the name, how it's written, at gmail.com. And if you guys can spread this live stream and how we're doing questions and how we're doing live readings and how we're doing, you can come in here telling stories, all that stuff, share it to your friends and family. That would also be greatly, greatly appreciated. You look like a turtle. Damn, bro. Yes, that's what I was going for. The turtle look. You didn't know? It's the hip thing these days. It's the trend, bro. What the hell? So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I will be taking that as well. As well. I don't know about this music though. But you know, it's always good to try something new. They're arguing if I look like a turtle. That's hilarious. You the best. Keep up what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ethan. I will keep up what I'm doing, bro. All right, let's go to the next story then. Demon exorcism lease and crazy cultists. One hell of a night. Back in January, I decided to become an ordained minister. Did I read this already? I did read this already. Shit. Okay, never mind. I guess that story's out of it. Oh, damn. I read that story already. My last stream. Darn it. Shout me on your next video. I'll shout you out now. Are you the guy that said I look like a turtle? Yeah, well, then why should I shout you out, bro? The email is horrorstudio1@gmail.com. So, yeah, exactly. Just the number one at gmail.com. And yeah, thank you guys. Well, I only have 2 stories left, so no problem, son. Please call me dad. I noticed you guys. Don't worry. All right, let's go to your next story then. This is gonna be like a 3-part story. I was typing my story into your chat, but I noticed it was becoming too long. So I figured I would send it to your email for you to set aside until you get a few more to add with it and do another video with the ice cream truck. As long as my stories get, this might be enough for you to do alone. If you let me know when you'll do another live show, and if you want me to be there and tell the story myself, I'll do it. Well, there's only so much you can do to save people who will not listen when they see the dangers that they cannot see. The fact that I am a woman and the person whose life I was trying to save was a man did not help the situation much either. My big brother, knowing that he was the oldest, hated the fact that I was wiser than he was. We were children, so I guess you would say girl and boy instead of woman and man, even though men will go their whole lives acting like that even when they grow up. Even if they are younger than the woman, they will want to be giving authority over all women's lives. No disrespect to you being a man, but that is what I see, so this is what I will say. Let me move on to the story. The ice cream man killed my older brother. Newsflash for every American, not just children. It is best to keep ice creams in your freezer from the grocery store. To the self respecting Americans, it is best to keep your homemade ice cream available, even though we know it is not good for our health to put frozen items into our body. It is still better than poison or tainted frozen items that the others will give to us. That was your solution, so let me give you the reason why. If the ice cream man is pale and white, they are known to rub their dick or sperm in or on your ice cream in one way or another. He is also known to expose his dick to you claiming it was by mistake. If the ice cream man is chocolate and black, they are known to put drugs in your ice cream in one way or another. He is also known to try and date you to have sex with you by giving you free ice creams to start off the relationship. If the ice cream man is beige or Latino, they are known to try and date you and ask you to come work with them, then try to marry you for a green card or force you to transport drugs inside your body across the border. All American men have been known to kidnap people, to rape, kill, enslave, or sell. When I say people, I mean any sex, any age, any race, any nationality. So be aware of your surroundings at any time. I cannot tell you what men from other countries will do, so I can only speak about my American men. It is up to the women from other countries or other nationalities to expose their men for the wrong they add to this planet. But be careful in doing so, because I have heard that men are prone to killing you for exposing them. Our American men deals with our bullshit when we kick their ass in gear, so if you're not a colored, red, or pale woman, also known as black, Mexican, or white, then sit your ass down and just take what your men dish out, because you are not as bold and brave as we are, so be careful. Yes, our men are killing us too, just as your men do to you all, but we are at war with our men, so we do know we will lose soldiers every now and then, and we are willing to take one for the team. Remember this valuable note when traveling to America. Nothing in life is free, so be careful when you are offered anything for free by an American man. Either do not take it, or make sure that if you do take it, that you really need it, and that you can go without seeing that person in your future. It is someone you will see other. Do not take it. Extra news for children, even if the ice cream man is someone you know from your neighborhood, mainly if it's someone you know, never buy or take free ice cream from them. They get to know you and will even hang with your parents to get your trust like a relative. They will plan what they will do to you in all the years of your life and pull off their plan as soon as they feel like you look like a ripe fruit ready to be picked. Now, here is my ice cream man story. So, because I was a child that listened to my parents and never took anything from anyone, even relatives, the ice cream men were so mad they could not get me using their ice cream. They would come through my neighborhood just when they knew I was home and outside playing with the other children. They would even post up at my school and try to get me there. And because it was a friend of a family, more like a well known customer, that would frequently chill at my family business, they would yell to me as I was getting off from school and ask me to come over to get an ice cream. They would ignore the crowd of children around them to get my attention. A child is not supposed to notice that red flag, but I did. I would yell hi to them like we're family and wave as I continue walk to my bus stop. I would tell them I didn't have any money and they would say, "You are my little sister. You know you can get free ice cream." My friends around me were starting to push me into taking the free ice cream, saying, "Wow, that's your brother. If I were you, I would get that ice cream. Girl, you crazy." I would slang my long hair and turn my back to the truck, change the look on my face to pure mean anger, and speak with my teeth closed so that so to my friends so that they would know not to mess with me when I change characters on them like this. That is not my brother. And if you want that ice cream, you can go get it. Now leave me alone before you get hurt. I would do that action so quickly, then turn back around with the biggest smile on my face and push my friend who made that If I were you, girl go crazy statement. I push her ass towards the truck and say, my friend, she's hungry. Give mine to her brother. Give mine to her big brother with a big smile on my face. My mind is now thinking deep about what just happened when people hire an ice cream man. They'll never pay more than one person to be in the truck at a time. Other children will not notice this red flag because their parents never owned a business where their children can learn about time and money. But there were three men in that ice cream van. It only takes one to drive whoever was new to the job. I also noticed that every time I gave my answers, all three would pause to look at me to see what my answer would be. It was like seeing a movie go in slow motion and then go back to the right speed once you take it off pause. The two who were not talking to me would do this action, and Chris, who was talking to me, would look at them to see if they can coach him on what to say next because his lines were not smooth enough to get me to come near the truck to get free ice cream. So the last line Chris tried to yell out was, "We're about to leave. Do you want to ride home?" I say, "No, thank you. I have I have to catch the bus. Bye." I ran off. Chris was overweight. He looked like Bruce Spruce, the comedian, but they allowed him to do the talking because the two handsome boys had been banned from the parents' business. But I still knew them, so I spoke to them like my family also. Come to think of it, the story I told you, that grown man who tried to rape me on the bus, must have been a setup to make me scared to catch the bus. Wow, you're making me book together and give me more understanding of what was really going on around me. This is proof how evil people will stick around you your whole life and plot what they want to make happen to you in your life if you do not play along the usual lines. Because if you do not stick to the script that is brainwashed into your system by way of television, those who try to run the program role on you will get mad if you do play the role given to you. But when Chris came to the sweet shop that night, well, this is when I should let you know that my mother's business, she owned a sweet shop game room for children, and Chris was college age, so my mother allowed everyone from 25 and below to enter her shop unless it was a parent with their child. She had different times to send each age level home because I was a child of the owner. I got to hang with the big kids until the conversation got too vulgar for my virgin ears. I got inside because a customer ordered a sandwich, and my mother followed. As my father watched the store, I began cooking the meat. As she walked into the kitchen, looking at me under-eyed, and I looked back at her the same way. I said I fixed him, didn't I? She asked if I seen the look my dad gave him. We both laughed so hard at how quickly he ran. I said the funniest part is how you smiled and told him thank you, as if you meant it. I asked her if dad knew how sneaky she was. She said that's a girl thing. We have to keep it to ourselves. Then she hugged me and told me she was so proud of me. I told her word for word that what was happening from that day as I made the food. She left me a mental note that men like that tend to feel as if they're giving you something if you give them something back. You know what I mean? Your father is making people mad in the world too, and know they fear him. So their next step is to harm his family. So be very, very careful. So that was part one of the story. If you guys don't know, this is a story by Pharaoh. You've watched my streams in the past. People were saying it's crazy. I guess I don't tell it as good as she does, but she's come in my stream multiple times telling her stories. Um, yeah, a lot of crazy shit has happened to her, and I just decided to narrate this. So yeah, there is a part two coming up for this story. If you guys have stories like this, send it to horrorstudio1@gmail.com, or you can come in. I'm lonely, so yeah. Asking, can I add people in or not? I can add people in. I sent a couple links, but maybe it's, I don't know. If you want to come in, talk, sorry, share stories, you can send me a black email and I will send you the link to my chat and you can come in here if you guys want to. Give me a shout out, bro. Hey, bro. You have the best voice. Thank you so much. All right, next story. Or next part. So ice cream story part two. Part two. Days later, I had a friend who tried to rape me on the bus, and I did not put two and two together, even though I did not see that ice cream truck again after what happened on the bus. So after school, the same scene played out again, even the offer for a ride home. I can just imagine how predators, rapers get when they put up a roadblock with a script written their way, and you still do not want to be led that way. The only thing that was different was the actions of my friends. They knew better by now, but that action made them give my friends free ice cream. I waited until my friends came back with their ice cream. I had a sad look on my face as if the bus situation had changed my spirit. So Chris took my no for I did not want any ice cream. But my stupid big brother was coming out, and I heard all the offers given to me and took the offers because he knew the boys in the truck. I fussed at him and told him I was going to tell on him. He told me, "Shut up, stupid. Our parents said strangers. These are your brothers, not strangers." They laughed the van with them. They said, "Tell her, bruh." I shook my head and rolled my eyes at him and walked to the bus stop with my friends. I told my mother, but not my dad, because my big brothers to get beat again. My dad hated me for outshining his son, but the boys was prone to stupidity. So what could I do? To even more get my father to love me? Thank God my actions made my mother proud, which is what my father's love. I get all the love, respect, and admiration I need from my mother. She said I was making her look real good, so I kept doing it with pride. My mother talked to my big brother about the ice cream van. He was not going to her. Chris and her crew allowed my brother to show me nothing was happening for him for a long time until they realized that it did not work to get my trust. I told my mother again. After a month passed, my mother realized she had to tell my father because my big brother would not listen to her. My dad beat his ass. He did not listen. He just cussed me out and told me to shut up or he would. He knows he always lost our fights because we were in high school and I was too grown to having fights, so I did as he demanded. Once Chris and his crew realized that I would hide from them by accident and no one would see me leaving my school, and my brother getting mad at them because they always wanted to know where I was. They have given up and go to plan B. They knew my big brother being there with them was making their plan worse, but they could not get rid of him. Plus, the boy ate, and even though our parents owned a store, he never got caught of the money, so he did not know he was costing them their pocket money. Like I said, nothing in America is free, mainly when American men are involved. You one way or another. They will literally dig it out of your ass if they have to. The word free, you have to be dumb to believe in the word free. Thus the word freedom. They drove my brother crazy by putting drugs into the free already slow, but the drugs that drove him insane. He began to not be allowed to go to school, walking around laughing and talking to himself. Never took a bath anymore, never changed his clothes. He would not come home till late at night at all. It would not allow us to report him missing because he was not missing long enough. He was found by the police when he was sent to jail for stealing a bag of potato chips. He lost his parents. My mother cried about that. My father wanted to beat him once. They got him out of jail, but being crazy at the time, my mother begged my father not to. She told my father she would call an insane asylum to take him for a while to try and fix him. My father fussed about it, but she convinced him by saying, "One night, at least we'll know where he'll be, and he'll be safe." They took him the next day, and he lived there for 2 years. After the 2 years were up, they told my parents that he had passed the age level that they allowed there and he had to leave. Thought he was good enough to come home, so they now looking into placing him into an adult facility. My big brother had buffed up, but still had that crazy look in his eyes, so all the left him alone. He returned to high school with me, but he was placed at class for small bus. The girls did not remember who he was because he's different, and they loved his buffness, so they were checking him out. I wanted them to know he was my big brother, so I went over to him at lunch and tried to talk to him, and he told me to leave him the not speak to him anymore. I knew by then I would never win a fight with him ever. The best stuff to do was do what he said and walked away. Off now that he looks good. It's just that he always sat alone. And if someone constantly watch him, they will notice he'll start talking and laughing to himself again. So I wanted to sit near him, act like he was talking to me, and I wanted to let him know what girls were saying about him. Yeah, he hated me so much because I told on him about that ice cream truck ride. That ride got him locked in a crazy house. To save his life, he began to have a horrible smell to his body. And no matter how many times he took a bath, the smell. My mother tried to put bubble bath in his tub, then bleach his tub, but none of that worked. She then began to go in there and wash him. Yes, she had to a full grown man. He was at least 18 or 19 and a bodybuilder by then. After the ice cream, boy noticed that he was back home, up at my high school again, and they started picking him up again. I did not tell my mother this time. I figured if they can stand that smell he had on him, then more power to them. My mother was in the bathroom watching my big brother and yelled for my father to come see something. She showed my father that my big brother had semen dripping out of his butt. My father started fussing with my big brother and who raped him. My big brother began to act crazy again, so he started laughing and would not answer. My dad began to fight with him, answer out of him. My big brother said it was the con from the underwear being new. My dad said he knows what semen looks like, so don't lie to him. I began to yell for help as my father was trying to kill my big brother. He was hitting him in the back of it with a brick as if it was not his son. My big brother picked my dad up and took him outside and threw him off the porch and started kicking his ass. The neighbors had to come get him off my dad. No, my big brother was that strong by now. I was so happy I finally won a fight with my dad. He went and threw on some clothes and left the house. My dad began to tell him he knew afterward his brothers and sisters got him out of their mother's house by jumping him like that. He did that all alone with no help. The sweet shop ran as normal all night, and there were no signs of night. The power in the entire neighborhood went out, and everyone was wondering why. She began to cry, and I asked her what was wrong. The police came, and my father had to go to identify my big brother's body. He had climbed to the top of the power plant and touched it. That went out to the entire neighborhood. The police came to tell my mother it was my brother before my father came back. He would be there to hold her. He was the one to tell us, even though my mother already knew, because she said she felt it when he died. The neighborhood paid for my brother's funeral. Care of us for a while. I could not focus in school, so I failed one class my junior year. It was an advanced class I had to take anyway in my senior year, so I graduated on time. During my senior year, I only had 2 classes, so I never went to school the same time other children went to school. My bus ride to school was quiet and calm. Chris noticed that too. One day, Chris pulled me to the bus stop in his personal car and asked if I wanted a ride to school. By this time, I had so much anger and Chris carried a switchblade on me. I smiled and told him, yes, I would love a ride. All I can think of is future in prison because the Pillsbury Doughboy raping my brother. They wanted that at the time. They still wanted me, and I was ready to let them give me their best try. It was only him in the car, so I thought he was going to bring me to the other boys. He actually put me out with the car, no problem. Years later, my uncle told that Chris told him that I took a ride from school from him, and he could have raped me if he wanted to. He would have been dead because I was ready for him. A year or so later, Chris died. Fat fuck. Moral to the story, children: never trust an American ice cream man. Go buy your ice cream in bulk from the grocery store. Less. Anyhow. Wow. What a story. Thank you. Well, I know it's a crazy ass story. There's not a lot of female narratives. I mean, there used to be Eden, there used to be her, I think, but they don't narrate much anymore, and I think they don't really upload more. So yeah. Can we? No, because I do have a Twitter. I just really don't use it. Yeah, I really don't use it. So that is it for the story. It's Pharaoh. So she was always on my show a lot in the past, but these days a little less. So if you guys have your own true scary stories, send me a blank email at horsestudio@gmail.com. And I just got another story from a good friend from Canada. So we could be reading that. Damn Raven, yeah, but does she really post anymore? Man, there's so much mucus in my mouth. Okay, so I'll be next time I do a stream. I want to narrate story. A lot of mucus. It's because I just woke up. So let's just do a Q&A and then we'll call that. James said that I came in and out because my phone died. Oh dang. Narrators. There was a girl I remember. She was like this white chick, and she didn't really narrate, but like, I was like a face cam on her, and she would just tell the stories of the. And that's like inspirations I have, I guess, for these shows as well. Like having face cam and narrating at the same time. So, yeah, that's what I remember. Where do we send our stories? My email, so just my YouTube name, exactly how it is, at gmail.com. Yeah. Yep. 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 Thank you for subscribing, everybody. My subscriber count has been pretty stagnant, though. So if you guys can get your friends and family to also subscribe or something, that'd be really appreciated. Thank you. That'd be great as well. So just a little bit of information. Back when I was talking about what's your favorite author? I like Stephen King. I'm not really a reader. I'm more of like a podcast. Like I listen to podcasts a lot, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos and radio shows. I've been like binging on Joe Rogan recently, his radio show. It's just been really educational for me. I like education stuff. Like I like to learn even when I'm on break. Like for me, making videos and doing this kind of stuff and working is like I do it all the time. But my breaks consist of also learning instead of watching crap. Like just just shows for entertainment because I like to entertain. I don't like as someone who likes to entertain. You kind of like want to get away from that when you're on break. So on break, I like to watch educational stuff instead. My voice is so gone. Like honestly, I still have to make a couple of videos tonight. That's the crazy part. And I'm getting a phone call right now, so let me answer that. Hello? Yes, all hein. ¿Qué dime? Hoa? Yeah, that's good actually. Yeah, let's do that. All right, bye. It's my mom calling. She's like, you wanna eat? I was like, yeah, sure, let's do that. So we're gonna go out and eat after. Favorite food? Well, I'm gonna have Japanese food in a little bit, so I'm guessing that would be one of my favorite foods. No, it honestly is like I love that cuisine, bro. I love fish. Anything with fish. I like that smell. If you know what I mean. Anyways, I look like a turtle. I'm gonna eat Japanese food. Yes, I am going to eat Japanese food after this stream. I love when other people slip into other languages. Yeah, I have to. Like, mom is not a really good English speaker, so I can't. Yeah, good choice. Good choice. You love ramen noodles. That are my favorite. Oh dang, bro. Yo, not to be so Asian here, but dude, my grandma just got me this, and yeah, these are not ramen, but they're like some kind of fucking noodles. I love ramen though. There's one called Ichiran. If you guys know about it, it's like the most famous one. And yeah, it's like you're like in this little box and you eat ramen like a Japanese, like any typical Japanese person. What's your favorite TV show? I don't have a favorite TV show. I really don't. Yeah, yeah, I don't. Yum yum yum. Have you ever read the collection series by Dodge Hutchinson? If not, the entire series is on Audible. What's it about? Can you tell me, Alana? What is that about? Ooh, what is this? Sounds like some like '90s kids cartoon theme song. What's your favorite YouTuber? I don't really watch. I honestly, really, I found what really entertaining back in the day. He is here. Whatever hell happened to that guy? I liked watching him, and I watched. You guys haven't seen the documentary about his disappearance? It's insane. His like eventual and stuff. Yeah, go watch the Leaf. Where is Leafy? Leafy is here. It talks about like how he's gone, why he's gone, how his channel died. Like YouTube killed his channel. It's insane. Um, he's not my favorite YouTuber, but I just find that interesting. Oh, it's about serial killers. That show, yeah. I mean that book. I shot it. I'm actually also kind of interested in serial killers. I'm interested in a lot of things. So yeah, you're learning Japanese, then Korean, English. Do you know a second language? Well, I know I know Chinese, obviously. I lived in Japan. I don't know Japanese though. I never really had to learn, so I just was being a douche using English everywhere in Japan, which you can do because it's like they're not good at it at all. So it's really hard, you know. Story, you had a lot of crazy stories, bro. I remember my drum walking story where her sister sat at the lights around it. When my teacher saw that she was there, she tried to get the sister's attention. Then the sister yelled, "Get out of here!" Okay. It's hard. Yeah, Japanese is flipping hard, dude. Trust me. Like it's just like the whole cult friends who live there, they can't stand living there much. It's like they're really polite, but they're too polite. You know what I mean? Not passive aggressive. Yeah. In Asia, it's like passive aggressive actually. Anyways, uh, not like America or Canada where we're like Western, like you're just fucking direct. But in Asia, it's like everything's like everyone's like second guessing and sort of like trying to keep their real emotions held down. That's why there's so many suicides in Japan. That's why there's a suicide forest in Japan. Is because of that, man. It's just so stressed, dude. I want to learn French or Korean. Yo, I've been to France. I want to say, yeah, the food is great. The girls are pretty, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I know a bit of French because in Canada you have second language in Canada. You just suis, Eli, like il, lundi, wait, what's lundi? No, fuck. What's Tuesday? Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. I butchered that, but it's like the week. So Monday to Saturday, to Sunday. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Yeah. But we had to learn in Canadian schools because of the second language. So I know about it. We means yes, yeah. No, right? It means no. I know the numbers. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf. Does. That's 1 to 10. All right, so I write horror stories as a hobby. Would it be okay if I sent in one? Yes, it would be awesome if a lot more writers send me stories. It's just better to narrate, dude. Yeah, like to be honest. My teachers know how to speak French. Like what? I love your channel. Thank you, Pete. Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not really good with French. I know I didn't like what's it called? I didn't like France though because the driving is insane there and I don't know they're kind of rude a little bit. I think French people. I don't know because I don't know French. Like like a lot of countries have this thing, right? Like if in Japan, if you don't know Japanese, and France, if you don't know French, because they think they're like a superior place. So if you just know English, they kind of like, they're iffy about you. That's what I've realized. Like I've come to realize that as I've been traveling. So I don't know. Korea's nice. It's like I understand a little Korean. I have a pen pal to teach me, but I also plan to learn Japanese. Korean is very nice. Maybe because when I went there, I lived in like a good hotel, like a 5-star hotel or some shit. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Um, I don't know. Le Capone says, I pray this channel got 1 million subs one day. Dude, I'm on a stagnant rate for my channel growth. Like, I'll be honest. If you guys can get more people to subscribe or like bump up the watch time or something, that'd be great. But I don't know about growing. Yeah. I love your channel. What is your favorite YouTuber? I don't really have one, bro. I don't really have one. Um, if you guys want to know the creepiest story to happen to me, about the story I almost died, it's in my podcast, which I uploaded today, this morning. So go check the podcast out. Go watch it. I think we're about to end the stream. I'm getting really hungry because I want some Japanese food. And yeah, um, talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, and I might be taking a test the next few days. I may not be able to do live streams so soon yet because I've been doing them pretty consecutively. Don't know if I can do it as consistent for the next few days, but yeah, hopefully I can happen. That can happen. All right, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.